everybody? It is August 1st, so we're just a bit over a month before opening day here in Kentucky for archery, and just out of the farm. I've been so busy at work, it's been ridiculous, but hey, I'm not complaining. Job security. So finally made it out to the farm. It's been I don't know, almost 2 weeks since I've been out here last time. Last time I showed you at this feeder right here that the squirrels and the chipmunks and whatnot were starting to put in a little hole right there. And as you can see, little hole is now a big hole. So I cannot feel that. So I'm actually going to take this ratchet strap just as a quick fix so I can put corn in there and wrap that thing up, ratchet it down, and then at least it'll keep it from, one, the corn just pouring out, and two, they'll have to work back in there, try to get in until I can replace this feeder. But gonna do that. We got what, 8 or 10 cameras out here on this part of the property. I'm gonna do a card pull today. Yeah, so it's time to get after it. Keep hanging in there, and hopefully we've got some more big giants to add to that hit list for 2019. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, as you can see, got the ratchet strap up here. I have to be honest, I've never patched a hole with a ratchet strap before, but that's all I had available. It's the only quick fix that I could think of, because I don't know, due to my work schedule, when the next time is I'm going to be able to get out here. So it's not like I have time to just run out and grab a new feeder, get that out here all set up with everything that's going on. So we've got that. Hopefully it'll hold for a week or two until I can get back out here with a new feeder set up, because they're obviously gonna get through that. Hopefully not real easy, but I don't think it's gonna be real hard either. I mean, heck, they chewed through the plastic. So yeah, we're gonna get this done. Oh, Antler Max by Purina, got that out here with me, and it's the water resistant formula. What that is these pellets, if you don't have the water resistant formula, when they dispense and get on the ground, if it's raining or if you get a heavy dew, a lot of times they will absorb that moisture, expand the pellet, and then the deer leave it laying there. They don't eat it. So with that water resistant formula, it allows the integrity of that pellet to stay true and promotes the deer to come and pick that all up and not just let it go to waste. So also has 2 times the Antler Max protein technology in there, which obviously helps maximize that antler growth. But most importantly, this formula helps our fawns. And you know, we're having a really hot summer here, really dry summer, and that extra nutrients will promote healthy fawns for that, you know, for their survival rate, and continue to regenerate our deer population out here on this property. So I mean, it's not cheap, but it does pay huge dividends to invest in some Purina Antler Max, and then plus having the technologies that Purina puts into their product allows me to maximize that ROI on the invested dollar that I'm putting into that product. So anyway, let's get to work, get all that stuff done, do these card pulls, and then stay tuned, because I think I'm gonna be talking to you about some really good bucks. All right, so we're at the other end of the food plot here, and as you can see, the ryegrass is still coming on strong, but man, that ground is dry underneath of it, and it really never promoted, you know, because we haven't had enough rain or enough consistent rain to beat that seed in the ground. So the clovers really didn't take a hold, but where they are growing is underneath these thick patches of ryegrass. So I'm gonna leave this alone. I'm gonna wait until about a week before opening day, and then I'm gonna come in here and mow this down. But for now, we're just gonna let it be. Hopefully we'll start getting more rain, and that will help promote some more growth of the smaller vegetation at the bottom. But I wanted to take some time and talk about Kamikaze. To a lot of people, he's just a standard 10. And 2016, I actually took notice of him, and he was, I think, 2.5 years old, and he was already a 9-point. Real thin tines. And then 2017 comes along, and he put on some massive growth, and I would say that has a lot to do with the nutrients that we're providing out here on this lease. But he was still just a 9-point. He was a 5x4, 5 on the right side. I think it was the right side. 2018 comes along and he's taller, but no more mass. But now he's still a 5x5, but his 5 side is now on his left side. So just flip-flop. And last year he was a 4.5. And then this year would make him 5.5. And I didn't know if he made it through the season because I didn't get any late pictures of him. But he is on there, and he's frequently at this food plot and on this farm. But now he's a 5x5, solid 10 point, just real thin tined, but just a great looking deer. I've got a lot of history with him, and I will be adding him to this year's hit list. But we still have Goliath, and guys, I'm pretty positive that Goliath is still alive and well, just due to, let's say, some sightings that I've had, and I'm hoping that he's made it onto one of these 9 or 10 cameras, I don't know, 11, but I feel confident that this is going to be the year that I finally get a picture. I've never gotten a picture of Goliath, ever. I have a visual sighting of him every year, at least once, sometimes 2 or 3 times. And last year was the best encounter I ever had with this buck. He came across, my heart stopped. I saw him at about 150 yards, 130 yards for about 5 seconds. He went down into this holler. I hit my extinguisher, did a little quick grunt sequence on him, and he gave me the loudest, most gnarliest blow that I've ever gotten from, or response from any deer or any buck. And I just knew he was going to come out of this holler up that trail right there, and I was going to fill my tag. Never happened, as you know. But I'm hoping that he's still with us. I'm hoping he's finally slipped up and gotten a picture, because I've hung some cameras in some very unique places this year. I guess you have to when everybody keeps stealing your stuff. So long story short, hopefully here in a second, I'm going to be bringing you all some really, really good hit list deer. So keep hanging in there with me. All right, everybody, so yesterday, Saturday, we finally got to make it back out to the lake, and what an awesome day. We got to watch the Army National Guard do their training, and man, the Chinook pilot put on a show for us. They had paratroopers jumping out of the back of the Chinook with a water landing. So just an awesome event. Check this out. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It is August 4th, Sunday, August 4th. And before we jump into what I've got going on today, let's head on over and join up with team member Tyler Abney and his fiance as they do some midsummer scouting. All right, everybody. So Friday we did a card pull out at the main lease, and we got several really good bucks first and foremost, but we got two big old 8 points that have started showing back up, and I'm not really sure if I know these deer. I've tried to go back in the archives and look up some previous 8 pointers that we had, but either they blew up over the summer here, or since last season, or they're new bucks to the farm, and we've attracted those bucks over based on what we're doing and the things that we're doing on that lease. So all in all, I haven't gotten no names for them yet, but one I think I'm going to call Frisky, because he is constantly running around, chasing other deer around, and it looks more as if he's playing around, not trying to be dominant, but not sure. But I'm thinking Frisky. And on the other one, Slow Roller, because every time I see him, he's very methodical on the way his movements are. He's very alert. So those are two names that I'm thinking about putting on these deer, but I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided. So we're out at the drop zone, and been about 2 weeks since I brought a Big and J block out and hung this camera up. I'm getting ready to show you the Big and J block is gone. It's completely devoured. So I'm hoping that we have some really good intel from the deer that are on this side. So you're gonna wanna stay tuned to the end of the episode, because hopefully we're gonna bring you some brand new big old hit listers for 2019. Keep hanging in there with me. Well guys, this is the site where I put that Big and J block about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. You can see here this extremely heavy trail that goes down to this creek, and man, as dry as it has been and the lack of rain, I mean, again, we have these little spits of rain and it lasts for 5 or 10 minutes, but then it's out. So I can see another heavy trail going, so it goes down into the creek and then ramps right back up into the other side of another property. But I mean, just obviously a heavy trail. Obviously it was a good place to put that, because yeah, they found it. Didn't take them long. I'm just hoping that we have some really good intel off of that camera right there. I'm going to drop some corn here. I brought a bag of corn, so I'm just going to drop a simple bag of corn here to keep them in. So when I was coming in and I hit this logging road, and I say logging road, it's an old logging road because it's completely grown up. And, I mean, it's everything I can do to get this four-wheeler this far back. But and this is it. Like, I'm not getting a motorized vehicle any further than where I'm at right now. This is the last little plateau, and then it just goes into a very steep hillside ridge down into this creek bottom and along through this mountainside. So I'm gonna drop some corn here. I'm gonna pull this card. I'm gonna leave the camera running, and hopefully we'll continue to get more intel on whatever we pull off of this card. So make sure you stay tuned. All right, everybody, so I got this Wild Game Innovations camera out here, and I talked a little bit about in last episode when I hung this camera. As you can tell, I'm using a strap. I hate straps. Go strapless. first and foremost, it's got it tucked right against this tree, and it's inviting every bug and spider and everything else to get into this camera, take up residency in that strap, and eventually that's going to cause this camera to malfunction and not give me the highest amount of ROI, return of investment, of the money I got involved in this. Secondary thing is, we've gotten a little bit of moisture here, and it must have just rained here this morning. Mosquitoes are crazy right now. I got bug spray on, but it's not helping. So whenever you come out to check a camera, open this camera, if it's wet or if it's got moisture on it, guys, you want to do your best to clean the camera off, get that additional moisture off before you break the seal, so that you're not inviting more moisture and water to get up in the components, the operating components of this camera. So I always do a good job of wiping it down, making sure there's no moisture or excess water on it before I crack the seal. Secondary, let me show you. I mean, just look at that. Bugs. Guys, in my opinion, that camera should not have any surface touching that tree. Those bugs, for whatever reason, sense, I don't know if it's the heat that the camera puts off or what it is, but they do everything in their power to try to get in these cameras. And if you give them easy access with a strap, you know, I know you've taken straps off before and seen all the spider webs and a little nest and all the stuff that they put in these straps. So that strap just entices bugs and moisture and everything else to try to damage this computer. Well, it is a computer, but the camera. Very imperative that you use some sort of good, high quality mounting system for your cameras, just to ensure that you're getting the max life from the money that you're putting into the camera itself. So my the best thing that I found is that Ultimate camera mount. Again, this is a Wild Game Innovations camera, and this particular model does not have the receiver. But if you look on my Facebook page, Dennis, the owner of Ultimate Camera Mounts, just showed us a really cool way to add a receiver to any camera. So make sure you get on my Facebook page. It's about 5 or 6 posts back, and check that out. Really good stuff. So let's change this card out. I'm going to continue to let this camera run until I can come back here with a brand new Meyer Trail camera and an Ultimate camera mount, and I'm going to keep it on this same setup. So as you can see, everybody, I figured like that there wouldn't be none of that. I figured that this would just be picked clean, and it's really not. So I've only been getting a lot of does, and then a lot of doe pictures, and then a lot of raccoons over here at this feeder site. So I mean, I see sign. There's some old rubs through here, really good rubs. When we put all this up several weeks ago, there was some really good buck prints, but I've yet to get a picture of a buck on any of these 6 cameras that are set up over on this side of the farm. So the thing that worries me is this huge drop. Let me walk down here with you. Try not to step on any snakes. Plenty of raccoon crap though, I can tell you that. Let me flip this around. So you got this huge bottom that runs down, and I mean, it's a couple 100 foot down to get to flat surface, and you got the creek, heavy creek that runs through there. That's the shelf right there that I hunted on during gun season last year, and I seen a couple good bucks come through that bottom. Now again, I'm not saying they don't come up here. Obviously there's plenty of sign that they come up here, but can't do nothing but really scratch my head right now on why. I mean, I guess they are. I mean, it's not like there's kernels all over. I mean, this feeder is dispensing corn probably 10 yards at least on both sides, and I don't see corn kernels just laying all over the place. It's just this concentration right here that kind of got me puzzled. I mean, that thing's about half full. So we're going to go ahead and top this off. I'm going to continue to let it run here for at least another month. And that's going to put us into September and getting ready for opening weekend, which I got to start making a game plan of. And it's making it real hard to make a game plan for this particular setup if I'm not getting any activity of bucks. But this just might be a buck, or it might be just a good setup for the rut. I mean, I only hunted this during the rut last year down in this bottom. So that's part of it. It's part of getting out here, learning the farms and the ground that you have access to, and putting together game plans to help you become more successful when it comes time to harvesting that big deer. So we're gonna keep putting in the time, and hopefully it'll continue to pay off. Stay tuned. Well, we made it through like tens of thousands of pictures off of those SD cards, and it's crazy. So I'll break this down to you. Over on the left side of the farm where we put the feeder up, we've got squirrel, tons of raccoons. Holy smokes, do we have the raccoon population over there. Got some turkey, had a fox come through, a couple coyotes. Coyote didn't look too good. What am I missing? Oh, we even had a groundhog that's showing up and feasting on the corn. So got plenty of wildlife over there, but at the feeder, no deer. Off of that one camera, not one single deer picture was taken. And then the camera that's behind the feeder, all I got was a doe and a fawn that were coming up. So the crazy part about this is the deer are not going to the feeder. I'm assuming it's because there's so much activity from the other wildlife. 25 yards away from that, where I put the mineral in the ground, I have those deer coming multiple times a day, doe and fawns. Still, on that side of the farm, I have not received one buck picture yet. Not a spike, not a 3-year-old, not a 10-year-old, nothing. Not one single buck picture. Crazy. Now, on the other side of the farm, where we just put out the new camera with the Big and J block, started to get quite a few does that figured out where it was at, but then I had this bachelor group come in. Check it out. So as you can see, I'm more than happy with finally getting some intel on some big bucks. I mean, I think there was a 10 point in there, a couple 9 points, 8 point. The smallest that I seen in that bachelor group was a 6 point, and his bases were gnarly. So just really excited to see, one, that I've got deer, big buck opportunity on this lease. Two, that the things that we're doing are starting to pay off. And I'm just really excited to see how this thing unfolds over the next couple months going into deer season. Well, heck, we're a month and a half out. September's around the corner, guys. So get excited. Continue to tune in and follow us throughout this season, because it's going to be exciting. And as always, wake up and hunt.